What's going on, guys? My name is Rio Nixiel.
It's your boy being 87.
Today we're here to review The Boss Baby.
I see you, baby. Shaking that thing. Shaking that thing. Shaking that thing.
Put that cookie down. Cookies are for closers.
One of the most boring movies I ever watched in my life.
It wasn't terrible, but it didn't make it.
It was probably one of the worst kid movies of the year, as you would say.
Not saying it's.
It's not a bad movie, but I mean, it's a kid movie at the same time. But just like you said, it's probably one of the
enjoyed kid movies.
We enjoyed them, but this one is the worst kid movie of the year. I feel like it's overhyped. I know it made a lot of money, didn't it?
It made quite a bit of money. It knocked a bunch of bases out.
I mean,
now this movie was. Well, it has a bunch of stars in it.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin, he plays the Boss Baby.
Which fit him.
It does work for him greatly. It actually just
It
like
fit
his
him.
voice. It does.
Fit him.
We have Miles Christopher plays Tim Templeton, who's the big brother, the little 7-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire. Is that Maguire?
Yep, Tobey Maguire.
Wow, okay. He plays the adult Tim, or the narrator of the entire story.
Then we got Jimmy Kimmel. Big shout out to him. He plays Tim's father. We got Lisa Kudrow. She plays Tim's mother. And then we got Steve
Buscemi.
Buscemi. He plays Francis E. French, the CEO of Petco, and the bad guy. So Sean, going into this movie, man, I know you really wanted to watch this movie. Personally, me, I wasn't. I know this, and I know
wanted
this
to see this movie because of the hype. People say it was a great movie. I've seen a lot of good reviews about it online.
Yeah.
This is the overall rankings and the score from people online who watched this movie, and the fact that the earnings had kicked other people out of the theater, the other movies down.
Yeah,
rankings.
but that's the thing about kid movies. You know, you gotta remember. I mean, if you really think about a kid movie, if you bring an adult. Bring a couple adults and a couple kids, that makes a lot of money with the tickets.
That does.
If you really think about it, so I mean, you can't really judge this movie off that. But anyway,
I did, and I made a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing about this movie that I kind of felt real dry to me was when they started off the movie with him getting out the taxi. There was no plot, nothing in the beginning.
That was the point.
But that's the thing, though. I kind of wish they would have did more, and that's the problem. Like, I kind of wish they would have put more into the story, you know, like him, because
that was the whole point of the narrator. He was explaining the story. But he said, people say I have wild imagination, and I do. But I remember very clearly the day he showed up.
But that's the thing, though.
He showed up in a taxi.
But that's the thing, though.
And it happened.
But that's the thing, though. They could have put more into that. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean,
it's one of those movies where they're going to tell a story over time. They don't want you to know everything right off the bat. You don't know why he's there.
Yeah, but
that's why you're in the place of Tim. Tim's the one explaining the story, or as the narrator, his adult himself. So you're following his story, trying to figure out what's going on. Tim didn't know why he was there. He just showed up one day. So do we. We don't know why he's there.
But that's the thing, though. They could have told more about that. Like they
did eventually.
But that's the problem I had. It's just the pacing of the movie. I just kind of felt like I would just.
I thought the pacing was
movie.
okay.
I hated the pacing, because apparently, of course, he comes at the taxi, and of course, the parents are like, "This is your new baby brother."
Which didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Because in this world this movie, things come from stores. The babies come from the Baby Co.
Yeah, the Baby
Pets
Co.
come from Petco or Puppy Co. As it was not Petco. Was it Petco?
Yeah, it's Petco.
Oh, Petco?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See,
I thought it was Dogco or something.
So,
anyway.
Basically, the whole plot of this movie is pretty much about a baby. He's the just like you said. There's a place called Baby Core or whatever. Baby Co. And he has to find out why babies are not getting enough love, because apparently
there's limited amounts of love in the entire world.
Yeah, because in the beginning of the movie, you just see babies in this little factory, and there's a part where the babies. Yeah, apparently. But, of course, the baby, there's like a couple babies. There's babies, they'll tickle the baby, and the baby laughs, you go to a family. If the baby doesn't laugh when you tickle him, he goes to the core. He goes to the office where he works.
He goes to the office. He gets put into a suit, given a briefcase, special formula, and is made an executive.
Yeah, and here's the thing about why he's able to talk, is that, just like you said, there's a formula where he can become a baby forever.
As long as you keep taking the formula.
So of course, he goes to Tim's house, and which is another thing. Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but why there was no explanation of that? Of course, it explains during the movie, but in the beginning of the movie, there was no explanation, which is why I didn't like it. But
I was fine with that. I don't mind that.
Well, that's the thing. He just came out of nowhere, and of course, they're fighting, and he's finding out the baby can talk, and of course, Tim's like, I knew you could talk, and it was kind of funny, the wars and stuff with the babies when they had the meetings.
They are fighting eventually, like little big battles going on with the other babies who he contracted to help him. Tim versus Tim, his imagination. He's seeing like space battles and pirate ship battles and all that stuff going on.
There was a lot of imagination he was doing.
There was a lot, and that's the whole point of the story, though, is imagination and stuff. So eventually, he gets to the point where he needs help. Because what's his name? Boss. Did you ever give it a name, Boss Baby?
They gave him the one at the end. They gave him some at the end.
I know at the end, but he was Boss Baby.
Yeah,
anyway.
You go ahead. You say something.
It was his name. He needed help. He was running out of time, and his job there, because Tim's parents worked at Petco or Puppyco, wherever that was. Yeah. So they needed to find a way into Puppyco to find out what the new puppy that was going to take all the love is. Because they're going to release a new secret product that would take all the love from babies completely.
And there was a part of the movie where, which was disgusting and very disturbing, where Boss Baby finally tries to explain to him where Baby Co's from. So remember, they get the pacifiers. He's like, suck on this. And of course, I'm sitting there like...
I was quite questioning about that.
I was like, what the heck is going on? You really going to make him suck that little pacifier? Who knows where that thing's been
It's a teleportation device.
It's a teleportation device.
Or
and they both sucking on it and stuff like that because, Tim gets grounded and the father's like, you have to be cool with your brother. And so just like you explained, he has to, cooperate with him.
So they start working together.
They start working together because he goes to the boss Baby explains about the core and shows him, yes, this is where all the babies come from, and this is where I work at, and
the Boss Baby, for Tim agreeing to help Boss Baby, he shows him and tells him all the details of what's going on. He shows him Baby Co. and he's like, this is all real. I need help. Yeah, you need to help me.
And he shows him his what's the word? Not destiny. He shows him his
office?
What's the word for destiny? I can't think of it. But of course, he shows him all the pictures of the Boss Babies that were before him. Yes, he has an accomplishment. I can't think of the word.
Goal? As with every executive, the goal is to get to the corner office, your own secretary, the golden toilets,
Yeah, which is a big tall.
Yes.
Tall table.
Everything's movie is exaggerated and comical. Yeah. That's the point of the movie. It was meant to be inspirational or imaginative towards kids, which is maybe why I didn't enjoy it so much, because I love kids movies like Moana and WALL-E, but those are based on some sort of realism, and this was just overly cartoony, which may be why I didn't like it.
Yeah. So during the movie, you find out that Francis, the reason why the baby Francis is not there anymore, or why he left Baby Cole, was because he became an adult, and he's the one that owns Petco. And he's the one that wants... Well, of course, he tells us a little story of why he left, was because they kicked him out because he was lactose intolerant for the baby.
Yeah. He couldn't take the Be a Baby Forever formula. He's lactose intolerant.
Yeah, so of course,
it didn't affect him anymore.
So they kicked him out, and of course, he grows up into this old, crusty man. And he wants revenge. So the revenge is to steal, which he stole the milk.
Love.
Stole the milk.
His goal was to steal all the love so babies will go out of business and just die off.
Yeah, which is kind of creepy and kind of scary.
That was his whole revenge plot.
Yeah. So of course, he gets the bottle and they go chase him and he capture his parents. Francis capture his parents, to fake, remember?
I know, but
I think it went to
Vegas. It's exaggerated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They leave a babysitter so they can go to the business convention to unveil the new secret puppy. And the parents are simply okay with leaving a babysitter from the company there to watch them.
Which is, again, creepy.
And then they're surfing. They board a plane with no customs or anything like that. They just somehow get onto a plane and get all the way over to Vegas or wherever the convention's at.
On a bike. Can you believe that? This is impossible.
So it's very exaggerated, a lot of things, but that's what kind of made it cartoony and funny, I guess.
So of course, to move forward, they save the day. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, actually, the baby didn't have the formula. The Boss Baby, of course, without him drinking the formula, he turns into a real baby. Because if you don't drink the formula, you turn into a baby. So now he's starting to turn to a baby, and they have this moment together.
Goo goo gaga, and shiny things are cool, all that stuff. I think babies do. They crawl, they eat shiny things. It's weird.
So of course, at the end of the day, the baby, Tim and Boss Baby save the day at the end. Of course, you know what I'm saying, and of course, Boss Baby goes back.
No one dies.
No one. Well, of course not. The way
Well,
it
you
was
think,
look-
I don't know. Maybe in
shoot.
Toy Story, things fall off and they disappear.
You know what?
think
This-
they're dead.
You know what? This movie kind of did my Toy Story, but we'll get to that. But yeah, this movie kind of did. But yeah, of course, they say today, and they start to really like each other and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
they're
through the
kinda,
course of
like,
their entire
sad,
adventure,
yeah.
they start relying on each other. They start liking each
Yeah.
other. I need you, you need me, and it's all heartwarming, touching, feely thing.
Yeah,
Which is not a bad thing. That's
yeah,
good.
It's good, but it's
But
just
as everything else in this movie, it's cartoony and over exaggerated.
and so of course he gets back into the taxi and they have all the other babies. I guess they have this thing to make the parents forget as if nothing happened.
Just like the Men in Black.
Forgot.
Just like the Men in
He's
Black,
not there.
they have a cleanup crew to go into the house and just wipe all memory that Boss Baby was ever there.
And of course they didn't do it to Tim because Tim said, "No, I want to remember him."
And he was okay with
Boss Baby finally gets the corner office that he wants, and then Tim writes him a letter, and he comes back and becomes part of the family. And then at the very, very So then at the very, very end, the whole time apparently, Tim, the narrator, was narrating to his daughter now about the whole story. Now, here's the question I want to know. Was this real, or was this something fake that he made up?
I'm going to go with it was not real. It was exaggerated. Like, it feels exaggerated the entire movie. And in the beginning of the movie, he says, I have active imagination.
Yeah.
But I remember very clearly this happening.
Yeah.
But that sounds like something an old senile guy would be telling his daughter or granddaughter, or whatever, to try to make them feel more comfortable. When you're not going to tell your daughter who's scared of something or bothered by something an ultra-realistic story.
Yeah.
You're going to tell them some fantastic make-believe story to make them feel better, because she's like 7 years old. You're not going to tell them your baby's come from this, and it was a nightmare, it was terrible.
But that's the thing, though. We don't know if it's real or not.
We don't know. They leave it up for imagination.
But yeah, of course, so they grew
Imagination.
up. Yeah, but they grew up, and I mean, it was like I said, this movie. I mean, I don't really have any favorite parts. You got favorite parts of the movie? I ain't got no favorite parts.
A few of the parts, like
I ain't had no favorite parts. I kind of just like when this movie gonna end. What? No,
I like the big battle scene between Boss Baby and Tim, like in the yard. They all the group out there.
Oh,
massive explosion happened and all that.
But all it is just some random stuff.
There's really a fire though.
There was a fire.
They're in a little toy fire truck, one with the wheels that you spin yourself and all that stuff. And so it flipped over and massive reaction. A huge nuclear explosion happened. But then the parents go look outside and it's actually on fire. Not a big fire, it's like a smaller fire, but somehow the toy's on fire.
Yeah, but going off of your Toy Story thing, it kind of was Toy Story, but the difference was, I think they actually heard Boss Baby one time. The parents kind of did. He was like, "Who's that?"
Well, because, well...
I think it was,
Tim,
so...
This is all being stolen by Tim, though.
Yeah.
It may, I don't know.
It was similar to a Toy Story
There's
thing.
a lot of plot holes in this movie.
So, anyway, I mean, overall, movie was, average. I'm going to go ahead and give you my rating. I'm giving it a 6. I'm staying at 6. The reason why I'm giving it a 6 is it's a kid movie. I cannot give it anything lower. The movie just wasn't for me. If I had a kid, I'd be kind of a little bit mad. I'd be like, please do not make me watch this again. I was just a little bit angry. Not angry, but I was just like, oh my god, I wouldn't watch it again. I think it was overhyped. But again, it's a kid movie, so.
I think I'll give this one a 5.5.
Wow. That's kind of low, isn't it?
Like I said, 7.
It's a kid movie, Sean.
A 7 is my average movie. I know it's a kid movie, but it was.
Rio is a kid movie, though, man.
It was over exaggerated to the point where I couldn't enjoy myself.
But it's a kid movie, man.
That's why it's my personal rating.
All right.
It's not like this is the official rating of the entire world. Has to be 5.5. This is my rating of what I thought of the movie.
I'm giving it 6 because it's a kid movie.
5.5 for me.
So anyway, that's our review of the movie. Check us out on our other reviews and trailers. Hit that like button, hit the share button, comment, let us know what you think of the movie. And we apologize, this is kind of late, but hey, we watched the movie kind of late. We wouldn't really care about this movie.
We had a big week, but when it first came out, so we were like a week behind now.
Yeah.
So if you did like this, please go and subscribe, and
subscribe also.
We'll definitely have a lot more coming out, and we want you to see all those as well.
And also check out my channel with BM87. I do top 5s.
And I'll have the link to his channel in the description below.
Appreciate it. It's your boy BM87.
My name's Rio Nixiel.
We'll see you in the next video that we do, man. Appreciate the love. 1.
Bye.